It is a warm welcome to you viewers. Thank you for joining us on this week's episode of Crime Watch, a program brought to you by the Zimbabwe Republic Police to inform you of our roles and operations. My name is Vanessa Sivanda. As the country continues to fight the COVID-19 pandemic, we urge you to strictly adhere to all the preventive guidelines and protocols to curb the spread of this novel virus. CID Chitungwiza recently apprehended a serial thief and recovered multiple property.
Information was received from members of the public to the effect that the accused person, Denzel Murerwa, was involved in the committing of unlawful entry into premises in aggravating circumstances and theft. It was followed up and he was arrested in Unit L. He was brought to the station where he was interviewed. He revealed that he had committed various cases of unlawful entry into premises in aggravating circumstances and theft. He led detectives on indication and to the recovery of the stolen property. Among the recovered property are 17 plasma televisions, 3 speakers, decoders, among other items. The accused person was taken to court where he was remanded in custody to the 1st of March 2022. We are appealing to members of the public to continue supplying us with information which assists detectives in the eradication of crime. We are assuring members of the public that information supplied to us shall be kept confidential.
Akabirwa musi wa 26 January. Takangomuka tisimba dhora kasivakahangwadza TV, maspika zvabiwa musisina. Ndokubva taenda kunoripota kupolisi kwaMakoni. Vakabva vauya vakatora mafingerprints musi iwoyo, vakusena akariwayo, vachibva vamboenda. So ndakazotevera racho vachibva vazouya zvakare vachizotora statement kumba. China chakazotevera vachibva vazouya vachitonditsanangurira kuti tine maspika atawana uyai muone chinhu zvenyu here. Ndobva ndauya ndobva ndatoona chikwadi zvinhu zvangu. Saka ini ndiri kufara nezvakaitwa nemaCID epaMakoni. Nendisina tarisire kuti ndinogona kuzviwana.
Meanwhile, police in Ruwa recently apprehended a robber after a long chase, and this led to a recovery of various goods.
When we arrived at the scene, when we were driving towards Goromonzi from Ruwa, our business center, we suddenly saw about 4 vehicles, 4 cars, which were parked inside the bush where there were shrubs and a big, very long grass. Then as we disembarked from the vehicles, we discovered that there were a lot of people which were ranging from 12 around to 15. Then at the time we approached, 2 of the vehicles quickly sped off. Then I targeted one, the Isuzu pickup truck, which was full of goods. We finally apprehended one of them. We went back to the vehicle where we discovered a lot of items which were in the pickup.
On that note, we take a short break. Join us in the second segment. Welcome to the second segment of Crime Watch. This week we visited Zetarapi Rhodsville after they recovered 6 cars in different arrests. In one of the cases, a Rhodsville crack team on motorized patrols arrested one accused person and recovered a motor vehicle which he had stolen.
As Zetarapi Rhodsville, we have been experiencing cases of unlawful entry, armed robberies within our area of policing. So we plan to carry out motorized patrol within our area of policing, that is from area 1 up to area 6.
On the 12th of February 2022, we were conducting a motorized patrol in our area of Masasa. We noticed a Honda Fit, blue in color, without number plates. We signaled the occupants to stop, but they did not stop, but they increased the speed and drove away. We pursued them for a considerable distance, and on approaching Greendale Avenue, they stopped the car and disembarked the car and disappeared into the darkness. We conducted a routine search of the vehicle and we found a bolt cutter, knives and some screwdrivers in the car. We then seized the motor vehicle and drove it to Roseville Police Station. Further investigations led us to the owner of the vehicle from whom the car was stolen from. So far, we've managed to apprehend 3 accused persons and the investigations are still underway.
I met this guy, a young guy, so I offered him the lift. Then I stopped Kamaruta. So 2 minutes and I got a shop nekuzobuda. Mota yanga yabiwa. And I boarded the combi in town. Naenda Ship Central unoreport mota yangu yabiwa. I went to Roseville Police Station to identify the car. It was my car. But yanga isisina ma number plates. I have number plates. I just want to thank the police for the job that they did.
Still in Roseville, 5 cars were recovered after the accused person rented them out from a local rental company and sold them without the consent of the owner.
Through our subsidiary Lindezi, we hired out 5 vehicles to a certain client. It was a 5-month contract, and then we discovered that the client had sold the vehicles without obviously our approval. When we discovered that, we alerted Roseville Police, who's our police in our neighborhood, and with that, through Sergeant Leza and his team, they immediately came and they assisted us, and we managed to recover all 5 vehicles, and we also managed to catch the suspect who's now in police custody. We really want to express our ultimate gratitude to Roseville Police and the police at large for their assistance, and in light of that, we're also going to partner with them to donate some solar systems to power Roseville Police Station, just to show our immense gratitude for their assistance. So we'd like to urge members of the public and other car rental owners to just be vigilant and to be careful, because there's a lot of crime happening where people hire out cars from car rentals and they commit crimes with them.
It is very important for those engaging into the business of car rental to make thorough vetting. We have since sent the accused person to court and is remanded in custody.
We also caught up with another victim of car theft in Vehicle Theft Squad in Harare. The complainant narrated his ordeal and expressed gratitude to the police for the work that they are doing.
Ndakasanganawo nedambudziko rekurobwa motikari ndichibva kuNorton. Zvakaitika ndezvekuti ndakamiswa nekamwana kanoratidza kuti kane ma 15 years to 16 years. Kakamwana kaya kachipinda motikari, vakapinda vari vanhu 3. Zvikanzi toda kunosara pa10 pike nekamufana kaya. Ndichiti ndimire mufana uyu abude, handina kuziva kuti isindiketi nematsotsi 2 apinda kumasura. Nomva ndadzipwa uro nemukomana anga akagara kumasure kwangu. Vanhu ava vakanditora nomva vadzika neni nerodhi yekuenda kuLakechivero ndokunosiya vazondikanda mumahuswa. Ndinoda kutenda mapurisa zvikuru. Mota yangu ndatoiwana itori pano. Ndiri kukurudzira veruzhinji kuti kutakura vanhu handisi kuona zviri kubatsira.
The Vehicle Theft Squad officer in charge had this to say in light of these car theft cases.
As CID Vehicle Theft Squad Harare, we have observed a worrisome trend of cases of theft and robbery of motor vehicles in and around Harare. In most of these cases, motorists are using their private motor vehicles to pirate, giving lifts to strangers who would then rob them along the way. We are therefore appealing to the members of the public to desist from this habit of giving lifts to strangers. However, as Vehicle Theft Squad Harare, we are firm on the ground to protect your lives and property in case you are robbed of your motor vehicles. To criminals who are out there, let me give this stern warning that we are after you and the long arm of the law will catch up with you.
In our traffic safety segment, we listen to professional advice and safety tips from the Traffic Safety Council of Zimbabwe as we continue to educate the public on the provisions of Statutory Instrument 129 of 2015.
The period between 05:30 p.m. and 6:30 a.m. on the next day is the period that is defined as night in Zimbabwe. It is a legal requirement that all motorists must switch on their lights during the night. Every motorist must do what is known as a pre-drive check. During the pre-drive check, you are checking all the components of a motor vehicle. This week we are going to talk about the lights on a motor vehicle. You must make sure that the headlights are working. During a pre-drive check, you must make sure that the indicators on your vehicle are in good working order. SI 129 of 2015 prescribes the construction, equipment and use regulations that must be followed in Zimbabwe. All your indicators must be working on the car. You must switch on your indicator switch and make sure that you go outside the vehicle and check and see whether the indicator is working on the right-hand side at the front and also at the rear. You must then switch on your indicators on the other side. The front indicator on the left must also be working and the rear indicator must be working. The regulations clearly specify that the indicators must be kept in a good operating condition and they must be kept undamaged and secure to the vehicle. It is an offense to move around with a vehicle that has got insecure electrical components. The next thing that you have to check is your headlamps. The headlamp switch is the one that also switches on the tail lamps. Every vehicle must have at least 2 or 4 headlamps. You must make sure that your headlamps are working and they are producing light of equal intensity. When your headlights have been switched on, you should also move to the rear of the vehicle and check on whether the tail lamps have switched on simultaneously. Each headlamp must be fitted with either a 2-filament bulb or there must be 2 bulbs that produce light of different intensity. If it is a 2-filament bulb, it means that when they are on low beam, 1 filament switches on. Then when you switch on your lights to full beam, the second filament switches on and we have light of more intensity than the previous one. A headlamp must illuminate the road ahead a distance of at least 50 meters on low beam and at least 70 meters on full beam. You must then move to the rear. Inside the tail lamps, there may be 2 bulbs, the tail lamp and the stop light, or they may also be made up of a 2-filament bulb. When the lights have been switched on, one of the filaments will switch on to indicate that the tail lights are on. Then when you depress the brake pedal, the second filament will switch on and it will produce more intensity of red light. You must also check the reversing lamp. The moment a motorist engages into reverse gear, the vehicle must illuminate a white light at the rear. It is an offense for a motorist to drive a vehicle which has a non-working reversing light. One easily forgotten light on a motor vehicle is the rear registration plate light. It is a legal requirement that your vehicle must be fitted with a rear registration plate light. It must be fitted with a light which is capable of illuminating all the letters that are shown on your rear registration plate. Before you drive your vehicle at night, you must also ensure that the dipping mechanism of your vehicle is working. Otherwise, you are going to dazzle other motorists and you may also trick someone into an accident. You can switch on your lights facing a wall and then you can use the dip switch to be on high beam and low beam, and in that way you will be quite assured that the lights are in tip-top working condition and they are able to be dipped when you come across other vehicles or when you are driving in a well-lit area. Most drivers dread driving at night, mainly because of the behavior of some of the motorists that you see on the roads. We decided to drive in the streets of Harare just to observe motorist behavior at night. During the drive, we came across some drivers who were driving vehicles that had a single lamp. Besides that being a traffic offense, it can also cause accidents. We also noticed that soon after 5:30 p.m., some motorists were not switching on their headlamps. We also noticed that there are some drivers who were driving vehicles that do not have tail lamps. We also observed that as we were driving well after 6 p.m., some motorists were still driving vehicles that do not have headlights or any form of lighting. If all motorists take heed of the advice that we have given in this episode, we will notice a reduction in vehicle collisions at night. Lastly, the Traffic Safety Council of Zimbabwe would like to appeal to motorists to ensure that they switch on their lights during the period between 05:30 p.m. and 6:30 a.m. The purpose is to ensure that you are seen and you also see other motorists.
Welcome to the third and final segment of Crime Watch. The Lotteries and Gaming Board, together with the Zimbabwe Public Police, held a campaign against illegal gambling where they destroyed exhibits of illegal gambling, which are slot machines.
It is with a heavy heart that I address you, ladies and gentlemen, as we gather to double and cast in stone our resolve to say no to illegal gaming within our jurisdiction. At crucial a time when we ought to be the answer to life and not the problem to it. Illegal gambling is not good news to legitimate operators, and neither does it amuse the authorities. For that reason, it is really within our power to put a dent on the universe by putting the right foot forward as we say no to illegal gaming in all its forms. Ladies and gentlemen, legitimate gambling is a pillar to society and government revenue streams. Leakages that come with illegal gaming are then not only evil, but destructive to both the socio-economic fiber and standing of a nation. For that reason, we need the missionary zeal to flush out this scale. This takes all of us. It requires all of us, ladies and gentlemen, you and me, for steam does not drive an engine unless if it is confined. Ladies and gentlemen, as much as we talk of community policing, in which we envisage a police force or a police service that does not flex a heavy hand on its citizens, what we need to appreciate clearly is that community policing is not a hug the thug. No, it is not. Be guided by Newton's laws of motion, the second law, which says, to every force, there is always an equal and opposite reaction. Criminality has no place within progressive communities.
The Zimbabwe Public Police appreciates the support from members of the public in promoting police activities. Just recently, Contract Enterprises donated sports kits and other accessories to Black Mamba's Queens at a function held at Mkushi Camp.
I'm honored to be here with you all to help support our Black Mamba's Queens. Not so long ago, women could only aspire to get married. But women like you, Black Mamba's Queens, went to war. Women like you strived to be educated. Women like you, for years, they've been making waves for themselves and other generations of the girl child to come. We, as the corporate world, we humbly call upon the Women Super League Board, the relevant ministry, the Sports and Recreation Commission, and all the relevant stakeholders to allow for the resumption of the Zimbabwe's Women Super League Games so that our national team coaches have a wide pool to choose players that will represent our beloved country at international level.
Assistant Commissioner Crispin Lifa accepted the donation on behalf of the ZRP.
It is indeed my pleasure to be with you on this momentous and noteworthy sporting occasion as we join hands to celebrate the success story of sports in the Zimbabwe Republic Police. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here to witness the official handover ceremony of a donation towards the ZRP Black Mamba's Queens Football Club by Contract Investments. Please join me in thanking our corporate partners for the treasured donation package of one full playing kit with socks, sanitary wear for our place, and water enough to cover the whole season.
Before we come to the end of this week's episode, we'd like to highlight some people who are on the police wanted list. Philip Kavukatema, aged 27, of ZRP Support Unit Changazi, is wanted by Dombotombo Police for murder. Clint Tongani, aged 35, of house number 2, Rusvingo Street, Rucheko, Marondera, is wanted by Dombotombo Police for a rape case. Lastly, Dombotombo Police is looking for George Chipiza, aged 45, of house number 33, Dimba Street, Rucheko, Marondera, for a rape case. Anyone with information that may help in the location of any of these people should contact any nearest police station or contact us on the following details. Our National Complaints Desk number is 0242 703 631. Visit our website www.zrp.gov.zw. Email us on feedback@zrp.gov.zw. Alternatively, you can link with us on our Twitter handle @PoliceZimbabwe or like us on our Facebook page, Zimbabwe Republic Police. Be reminded that all Crime Watch episodes are accessible on our YouTube channel, Zimbabwe Republic Police. It has been a pleasure having you along. From me, Onesisa Sibanda, and the crew behind the scenes, pleasant viewing.